Right, AGI Green Pack doing its bit for shareholders. But let's talk about Bajaj Auto now, because the numbers looked disappointing purely because what's happening on the export front. The total sales wholesale numbers for October were down 10% at 3.95 lakh units. Exports continue to be under pressure. Export sales are down by 31%. And if you look at a breakup, then the three-wheeler, which is the commercial vehicle exports, are down 42%, while two-wheeler exports are down 29%. Rakesh Sharma, the executive director at Bajaj Auto, joins us now to talk about that. Rakesh, welcome to the show. First, a word on exports. How long do you think it would take for things to stabilize across the African markets? And what's the latest over there?
Good morning, Sonia. I guess, given that all these issues are the root cause is the macroeconomic environment, particularly the strengthening of the dollars and the lack of availability of currency, US dollars for international trade. I guess it will take probably another couple of quarters before normalcy starts to return. That's been our experience in the past when we've gone through these cycles. At a retail level, every month is better than the previous month. And that is very heartening because it indicates that the markets are digesting at least the price increase which is taking place because of inflation. Albeit it is happening at a slower level, but directionally, there is recovery at retail level. And once the currency availability, etc., improves, I think we should be heading back to normalcy. And that might take a couple of quarters.
So when you say it will take a couple of quarters before normalcy returns, on an average over the next few months, do you think you could maintain this 1.4 to 1.5 lakh run rate in export wholesales? Or do you think it could get worse before it gets better?
No, I think it's already improving because we took the big hits in the period of July and August, where we recalibrated our shipments to take into account the lower level of retails and reduce the stock in the channel and the exposure of our channel partners. So that hit has already been taken, and now actually our shipments are running behind retails. So I would say that there is every progressive month, exports should see a rise over the previous month.
Okay, hi Mr. Sharma, morning. So exports, that's a bit of an issue out there. But, if I look at it in the last few years, Bajaj used to be the biggest exporter, right? Suddenly TVS, they have ramped up their exports. And it seems out of the total export pie, they're grabbing some market share. Your comment on that?
Well, at a SIAM level, I mean, if you look at the year to date, Bajaj Auto is still very, I mean, the ratios are very, very strong. It's still, I mean, unarguably the single largest exporter.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't see an issue over there. And in all the market shares, basically, we are looking at our export performance based on the market shares in the countries which we are operating in. And today, I guess about 90% of our revenues are coming from countries where we are number one or number two. So that's very important for us. What percentage of our business comes from markets where we are leadership markets? So we tend to have an outside-in view of our competitive position. And that, with the exception of probably 4 or 5 countries out of the 75 which we are in, is outstanding. Okay. And apart from those 4 or 5 countries, we have a decisive leadership on the ground in these markets.
Mr. Sharma, total exports in the second quarter were about a little over 4.5 lakh unit volumes, 4.5 lakh, 4.56. Will it in the would you have visibility with what you've done in October that you'll be at this level, 4.5 odd lakh, or maybe around here, in any sense?
That's what I just said to Sonia, that every month should be marginally better than the previous month. That's the trend which we are getting. But the precise number, as you know, is very difficult to estimate. Sure. It depends a lot on the availability of currency and of our distribution partners to establish the LCs, etc.
Okay, let's talk a little more about the domestic market where things are improving. How much has the retail sales been like in the 32-day festive period for Bajaj Auto compared to what it was in the pre-COVID time? And how does this compare to the industry?
Well, the retail story is a story of tale of two halves, actually, the upper half and the bottom half. And it's been a good festive, very robust festive, which has lifted the business. And the quality of the sales and the quality of growth for the industry and, of course, for Bajaj has been very good. Because the upper half now, which is almost 50% for the industry and 60% for Bajaj, is growing at twice the rate compared to the bottom half. And in that, which is the 125cc and plus segment, I think we have outpaced the industry growth. We will get to know this at a retail level only by middle of November, by the time all the registrations take place. But my estimate is that we have outpaced the industry simply because, driven by our performance in the 125cc. There we are now selling about over 1 lakh motorcycles in this period of 32-day, which you have mentioned, which is an outstanding performance given that we just launched this bike, this portfolio just about 3 years ago. So over there, we have certainly outpaced the industry. The new platform, which has been launched by us starting from October last year and then strengthened with the addition of the 160cc, which is a more mass product in middle of this year. It's done outstandingly well, which is now, we've got a very, very strong endorsement from the market of its acceptance. And it actually fills us with confidence as we expand the portfolio this month onwards in that segment. So the quality of growth for us has been very good in the 125cc plus segment, which has been our focus. And we've tried not to get distracted by the red ocean of the bottom half.
Got it. So when's the new EV coming out, the first EV? I mean, I know this is like a broken record. We ask you every time, but the timelines are getting pushed month after month. What's the latest?
No, not month after month, Sonia, but I presume you're referring to the three-wheeler.
Yes, the three-wheeler EV.
Yeah. And like I had explained last month, we have got the product, but we are not very happy that we are hitting the sweet spot in terms of the customer requirements. And I'd explained last time that you can see that actually the industry has not got it right for the commercial three-wheeler owner. And it is very clearly demonstrated by the fact that customers are not picking it up even when they have permits in a place like Delhi. Okay. So after extensive trials over there, we have taken feedback from these drivers and we are trying to optimize the product so that once we come back, and that's the expectation from the market actually, because we have an 80% plus share there, there is an expectation that we will come with something which is absolutely 10 on 10. And we want to, not disappoint people. So we have said that it's better to sort of take a deep breath and work a bit harder on this. And probably by end of, the next quarter, let's say by March, trying to do it within this financial year, we should place it, we should launch it commercially.
Good speaking to you, Mr. Sharma. You ended it on the optimistic note. You're hoping that things improve from here. The three-wheeler electric launch should be in this fiscal, and exports on a month-on-month basis should improve as well. Look forward to chatting up with you. I'd like to ask you a few questions on the EV space, but that for another time. For the time being, though, we'll slip into a short break. When you come back, we'll get chatting with Mr. Vivek Chand Sehgal of Motherson Sumi Wiring. They'll discuss the past quarter's numbers and the way ahead.